Welcome to Cigar Creed. I'm JJ. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I want to run a couple things by you. Number one is I got glasses. So, yeah, that's me now. So from time to time you will see me with my Dapinair glasses, pulling it off. Anyway, all jokes aside, so what I wanted to talk to you and show you is an item that was given to me by my wife's uncle. And we had gone to visit her aunt and uncle, and he was one of actually the first people that I told within my family range about about this channel. But he was pretty cool about it, and he always said, like, I used to come across cigar boxes all the time. I haven't seen them in a while. Some of the places I go to, I see them. Next time, I'll pick them up, whatever. He goes, I've had some before. I don't know what I did with them. If I find them, you can have them, because I was going to do something with them, and now I'm not. So, not too long ago, we stopped by and brought the kids, and pulls me aside. He says, "Come here," and he doesn't smoke cigars, but he's like, "Come here, I got something for you." So I said, "Well, okay, what's up?" And he hands me this box. And at first I looked at it, and I went, "Oh, cool, right on, Davidoff box." Sweet. Then I looked at it again. Hecho a mano. And then I looked at it again. La Habana, Cuba. So that kind of blew my mind, because I have never physically seen or held a box that was a Davidoff box from Cuba. Now, yeah, I seen them on other channels and magazines, etc. And unfortunately, there's nothing in here. I wish there was. That'd be awesome. But no, there is no cigars in there. But I do want to take you around the box, because it's fairly unique. I don't know how rare it is at this point, but obviously, if it has, original cigar box from Cuba with cigars in it from Davidoff, that would be pretty damn sweet. But nonetheless, I don't know, how rare they are to come by. I'm sure somebody along the way has seen them here and there, but they are pretty unique, and this one is especially. Now, I've already gone over the box by myself or whatever, and there's a couple things I want to point out. Number one is this right here. This just ticks me off. 25 cents. No, this was not the price of the box. This, or with cigars in it at the time when they first were introduced, etc. But this was the price that the person that my wife's uncle acquired it from put on it, and he colored on it right on there. It would have been nice if he just had a little tag or something you could just peel off, but no, he wrote 25 cents right on the seal. So part of the Cuban seal is there, okay? Now, seeing as we have the field crops and the palm trees there, it's safe to assume that there was the coat of arms that would have been folded right across the corner. But anyway, as you notice, it actually says Cuba tobacco on it. It doesn't say Habanos SA. Okay, that didn't occur until 94. So, it's prior to 94. All right. this chevron leaf was the first time it was introduced in the year that this box was released. So may give some of you an indication of how old it is. Down here, notice there is no factory date or no factory code either. This came prior, the year before they released factory codes. What is on here though is the date code. First year for the date code, first year for chevron leaf, prior to Habanos SA. So if I've given anybody some indication of that era where this box first came out, you know, we'll go over it. Now, it is Davidoff number 2. On the inside, we have the same, okay? Same on the front as it is on the back. Really cool thing about this box, too. It still has original cedar. And that. The original wax paper. Complete with some nicotine stains or tobacco stains. Anyway. So, to have this box from Cuba, still with the original cedar, original wax paper in it. Unfortunately, the cigars are not there. No. But anyway, nonetheless, I think that's pretty awesome. Pretty wild. Most of the time after the box is done, people just discard these and pitch this and whatever, right? Cut them up to use them for lighting spills. Whatever. But everything is pretty much there but the cigars. And now we're just left with the date code. So we're going to go over that right now. Okay, so here's the back of the box, or the bottom of it. We have our date code, okay? N-I-U-L. It is not a C. It looks like a C, but it's not. It's just poorly stamped. It is a U, and you'll see why a U would work anyway, regardless if instead of a C. So let's write this out. So we have date code equals N-I-U-L. Now, in order to decode this, we need the code key or the cipher, which is nivel acuso, okay? And that goes N I V E L A C U S O. Now, each letter in this represents a number. So if we were to separate, separate each one. Now, before we get into that, the first two represent the month. Last two, yep, you guessed it, represent a year. Okay, so we have first two representing the month, the last two representing the year. Going forward, it's, keep in mind, this was the first time they came out with this code system, so it will be fairly simple. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Easy peasy. Plain and simple. So if we work that out, we will end up having N being 1, I 2, U 8, L 5. So December 1985. And there you go. That is the introduction to date codes on the boxes. It was 1985 that the date codes were first debuted, as well as that leaf chevron that's on there. Okay. And again, anytime before Habanos SA became Habanos SA in 94, everything was in Cuba tobacco. So this box is the 10 Davidoff number 2s. They are a Laguido number 2, which is a real thin cigar. It's fairly slender. It's a 38 ring gauge by 6 inches. And yeah, so there you go. So, you know, you learn a little something, and the first date code system and how that worked. Again, there are other ones that have been present. This was the first one. There has been a total of 4. The one that is at present right now, for the factory codes when they came out. The reason why factory codes and date codes became such a big deal is that certain factories were popular. I guess there was, at that point, I wasn't smoking cigars, obviously, back in 1985, but even prior to that, you know, there were certain factories deemed to roll better cigars. And because of that, later on, the factories became that much more important to people. Not so much the date code yet, but what factory the cigars were rolled in, which led to stock issues for the merchants and that. And later on, when the dates were introduced, not to say it's a bad thing, but people were really wanting the dates to use for aging purposes and to see that how much age is on them prior to buying, and etc. And people today are still looking for that and are still requesting that. Regards to Davidoff fleeing Cuba, burning his whole lot, his stock of cigars, tobacco, etc. Set a match, set it ablaze. And part of that is what I think, like I said, I think what had happened is that he had a bait and switch done on him. And he had acquired specific brands or blends and rights to brand names and a specific series. Whether it was him that came up with it, there's still a little dispute there regarding the Chateau series. The Chateau series was a big series for Davidoff and escalated their fame. So, but the fact that he was screaming poor quality and the blends that he acquired, and one of them was a Cohiba blend, or the blend for Cohiba period, the first initial one. And with that blend, I think that Castro was second guessing his decision that he made. And I think over time, what had happened is they came up, because of Davidoff's popularity, they started, or somebody started to do a little switch with barrels or bales of tobacco. again, this is my theory, my speculation, but when you know the history, things start to you kind of see it that way. So with that, he found out and realized that that's what was happening, and from there just decided that you're going to give me this stuff, fine. It's not good enough to go out with my name on it, so up in smoke it goes. I can't have it, nobody else can have it too. So with that, hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe. Join the creed. Thanks.